that is software process models. Now, what is software process, or what is the meaning of process models? So when you work to develop a product, or when you work to develop a software system, it is very important to follow a series of predictable steps, as in a roadmap that helps you to create a timely and a very high quality software. This roadmap, or the direction, or the process that you follow is called as the software process. Now, who follows the software process? The software engineer or the team adapts the process for their needs and then they follow it. Why it is very important to follow the software process? Because when you follow a particular software process for the development of a software, it provides you a stability, it provides you better control, it provides you a confidence in the various steps of the development of a software. Now, this is something about the software process. Now, the software processes are divided into various steps. May go from, the first step would be the problem definition, identifying the problem. Design creation, analysis and designing needed for the problem. Then technical development, solution integration, if multiple teams are involved, integration of the various modules which have been developed here, solution integration, status quo. Status quo means whatever is the current state. So whatever is your current state of a software, the next state starts with the problem definition. So the current state of the software is this, then the problem definition is this. To solve that problem based upon your current situation, you will define certain process model, you will have certain roadmap for your team, and you will analyze the problem, you will create a design document, you will create a design models, and then you will technically develop the product, you will integrate, and then whatever is your current status, and then again the next set of problems starts from here. So this is something about the software process model. So status quo represents the current state of affairs, whatever is the current state from where you start your next phase of problem statement or the development is known as status quo. Problem definition identifies the specific problem that has to be solved. Here, this phase, problem definition, this actually identifies the specific problem that you want to solve. Technology development solves the problem through application of some technology. In this stage, in this step, actual software is, actual coding is there and actual software is built. Solution integration, it delivers the result. Okay, so it integrates various different parts of a software, and it integrates it combines it as a one product that you deliver it. So it may be maybe a collection of documents, programs, data needed to run that program, new business functionality, new product, or whatever are the different parts of it, you integrate it, and solution integration basically is the end product that is ready for the delivery. Now this process models. Now one particular process model is not fit for all kinds of a software development. You cannot say that there is one rule, this is the one rule, this is the one roadmap that all the software team, manager, developers should follow, and they will be able to achieve their primary task of best quality software. The primary task of the software development is to achieve a software which is economical, which is reliable, and which works best on the real-time machines. There is no one model which solves the problem of software development for all kinds of softwares. So there are various models which have been proposed, and they are good with the software development with certain conditions. So the first model that we will discuss here is the waterfall model. So waterfall model, we sometimes called it as a classic life cycle model. Basically, it is a systematic and sequential approach to the software development. Systematic and sequential approach to the software development. So systematic and sequential approach means the first step starts with a communication step. First step is the communication step. Once you, this waterfall model says that after finishing the communication step, you go to the next step, that is planning phase. Next phase is planning phase. Finish the planning related activities, and then you go to the modeling phase, where you design, analyze, and you finish the modeling activities, and then you jump to the next step of the construction, where you will code it and test it. Once you finish with your construction, then only you go to the deployment phase. So the waterfall model or a classic life cycle model is systematic and sequential approach, one step at a time. Finish the first step and then you move on to the next step. So the steps are divided into like communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. So this is how this waterfall model or the classic life cycle model works. Now, among the problems there are sometimes encountered when the waterfall models are applied. Now, what are the limitations of this waterfall model? Real projects rarely follow the sequential flow that the model proposes. Now, this model is proposed that first you must communicate, complete the communication, and then you go for the planning phase. Complete the planning and then you go for modeling phase. Complete the initial activity and then you move on to the next activity. Now the first problem would be the real projects may not follow this sequential kind of approach. While development phase, again, if you feel there are certain issues that needs to be clarified, again communication has to be established. It is often difficult for a customer to state all the requirement explicitly. This is the second problem. The waterfall model says that get all the requirement from the customer in this communication stage itself. Ask as many questions as you can and let customer completely gives you the entire requirement. But it might not be possible for him as well to state in detail the complete requirement. It might happen that once you develop a certain prototype or when you build a certain prototype, then after looking at the output, the initial level of output, the customer can give you better feedback. He can give you better requirement. He can give you then better understanding. Okay. So The customer must have a patience. The third problem would be the customer must have a patience. Now let's say there is a project which requires say 6 months or say 1 year of the time for the delivery. So in the January, let's say you have started this communication phase with the customer, and in the next January you are planning for the deployment. So customer should have a patience for this entire 1 year before he could see the working of the software which he has asked for. तो 1 साल तक कस्टमर को उसके सॉफ्टवेयर का कुछ भी वर्किंग प्रोटोटाइप या कुछ समरी ऑफ द वर्किंग ऐसा उसको दिखाई नहीं देगा. बिकॉज दिस मॉडल स्टेट्स दैट कि फर्स्ट यू मस्ट डू कम्युनिकेशन, कंप्लीट कम्युनिकेशन एक्टिविटी, देन कंप्लीट प्लानिंग एक्टिविटी, देन मॉडलिंग, देन कंस्ट्रक्शन, देन डिप्लॉयमेंट. तो वंस द डिप्लॉयमेंट इज देयर, टिल देन कस्टमर मस्ट हैव पेशेंस. Working version of the program will not be available until late in the project time span. So project time span में last में customer को उसका working version दिखाई देगा. He must have patience. A major blunder, if undetected until the working program is reviewed, can be disastrous. One more problem is that during these phases, say communication, planning, modeling, construction, if by chance, if some undetected some problem is there, and if you code it if you have finished coding, then at this stage you will come to know that the problem is there. So it is not good. It will create a blunder because you have already spent this much amount of time and energy in development, in communication, planning, modeling, construction. So detecting some kind of a blunder, some kind of error in this stage is not good. So this is something about the waterfall model. Waterfall model is follows a sequential approach. It is very systematic. Like, you first do the communication. After the communication is over, then go for the planning. After planning, go for modeling, then construction, and then deployment. There are certain advantages and certain disadvantages for this, what you can say, the system. Now, a variation in the representation of waterfall model is called as V model. So there is one more model which has been proposed, and it is named as V model. So V model is a variation of this waterfall model itself. So this is how this V model works. So this is V. One goes downwards, and this side of the V, it goes upwards. Okay. Now what we can see here, in the left hand side of the V, the block states requirement modeling, architectural design, component design, and code generation. You do all kinds of requirement and requirement analysis, then you data modeling, all kinds of architectural design, component design, code generation. All these activities are placed on the left hand side of the V. As a software team moves down the left side of the V, the basic problem requirements are refined into progressively more detailed and technical representation. So here at the requirement phase, you are having only the basic problem. You want to do something. And as you are traveling downwards here in the left hand side of the V, the code generation. So here you have a basic problem, and here you have written code to solve that particular problem. So from more general way, from basic problem requirement progressively into a technical representation of the problem and its solution. So here you have a basic problem in the requirement phase, and here at the code generation module you have a very specific code. Technically you have written the code to solve that particular problem. Once code has been generated, once you have once you have reached to this particular step, the team moves up the right side of the V. Then the team takes a U-turn and moves the right side of the V, essentially performing a series of tests. So a series of tests involves a unit testing. Unit testing means the developer who writes a code, he himself tests the code, is known as unit testing. Then integration testing. Integration testing means multiple modules you integrate and you perform the testing to ensure that a standalone module, there are, let's say, two modules, A and B. So module A is working fine alone and module B is working fine in isolation. But when you integrate these two modules, that is, you integrate A and B together, then the functionality which is expected out of A and B should not fail. I mean, they should work in together as well. So integration testing. So you integrate various components of a code and you check whether these integrated components are working as per your expectation or not. Then system testing. So after integration of various modules, you need to check the entire system. Okay. So entire system is working fine or not as per your architectural design. Whatever is the architectural design that you have prepared in consultation with the customer after understanding thorough requirement, whether your system is matching with that architectural design or not. Entire system testing. And acceptance testing. Acceptance testing basically performed by at the customer end. Normally acceptance testing is performed at the customer end. Whether whatever requirements I have stated, whether this particular software product is fulfilling all the requirements or not, this is known as acceptance testing. Whether this particular software which has been developed by following this particular V kind of a model and passing through unit testing, integration testing and system testing, whether it is fulfilling all my requirements or not, whether this software can be accepted or not, this is known as acceptance testing model. Next type of a model is a incremental process model. Now incremental process model you can see here in the diagram. Now there can be many situations in a software development process in which initial software requirements are reasonably well defined. Initially defined, but the overall scope of a development effort is not clear at a time. शुरुआत में हमें पता है कि करना क्या है, but overall scope, project काफी बड़ा है, project is large enough so that it is very difficult to understand all the requirement at once. कस्टमर का ये कहना है कि आई एम नॉट दैट पेशेंस इनफ कि मैं 2 साल का प्रोजेक्ट है, सो आई विल नॉट सिट आइडल वेटिंग फॉर माई फर्स्ट प्रोटोटाइप टू सी. मैं 2 साल तक रुकूंगा नहीं, 2 साल बाद आप मुझे प्रोटोटाइप दिखाओगे. दिस कैन बी ए रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ फ्रॉम ए कस्टमर साइड. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज this incremental model helps you. Incremental model provides a solution for you. So your entire project is divided into multiple phases, multiple models, multiple cycles. So you start here, you start from here. You do certain type of communication, planning, modeling, construction. So when you have started the construction for the first module, immediately another team starts with a communication of the next module. So once you finish with this increment, here you have developed a complete software, a product related to one particular functionality. So here at this stage, you can do the delivery of the first increment. The first version is delivered to the customer. So when a customer get to see the first software delivery out of this first increment cycle, definitely he will have a certain idea, like whatever you have developed, now he will have more suggestions for you. You should work like this, you should develop like this. He needs more functionality, there are certain changes needed in this functionality. So you can incorporate those suggestions, those changes in the later increments. So meanwhile your increment 2 is going on. After second delivery, the customer will get to see the more improved version of the code that he has asked for. So after several increments, during the last increment, the customer gets to see the entire system, functional system. So this is the incremental model. So basically it is the combination of linear model and a parallel model. So linear in the sense, your activities like communication, planning, modeling, construction, deployment, all these things are working in a linear way, but multiple increments are working together. One team is working here, another team is working here, another team is working with another increment, another team is working on the next increment. So all the teams are following linear approach, but at the same time all of them are working in parallel. So incremental model is a combination of linear and parallel process flows. When an incremental model is used, the first increment is often a core product. A base product is delivered. That is, the basic requirements are addressed, but many supplementary features remain undelivered. The base D model. Now the next model is RAD. So RAD model stands for Rapid Application Development. Rapid Application Development Model. So Rapid Application Development Model is an incremental software development process that emphasizes an extremely short development cycle. Where the complete estimation, where you feel that the complete project is of say 60 to 90 days, then you can go for this Rapid Application Development Model. So Rapid Application Development Model, basically it looks like this. So you start with the communication, you start with the planning. Once the planning is done, then the work is basically divided into multiple teams. So team 1, team 2, team N. So all these 3 different teams will start from modeling of the task that has been assigned to that team. Completion of the modeling task by the respective team. Team 2 will finish the modeling, team N will finish the modeling, team 1 will finish the modeling. And after modeling, they will start construction and they will do some kind of basic testing here. Unit testing will be finished over here. Once the construction by each team, team 1, team 2, team 3 is over, so here we will do integration. Here in this phase, we will do the integration. We'll do integration testing, system testing here. And once all this kind of testing is clear, then we'll go for the deployment phase. Okay, since you want the entire product to be developed within this particular shorter duration, then the task can be divided into multiple teams, and multiple teams will work in parallel. They will model in parallel, they will construction process will be there in parallel, then the integration will be there, delivery and